So let's try this again. This is going to be the second time I recorded this video. So what I'm doing right now is basically going back over, almost reacting to my own artwork. Douchey is that? Anyways, reacting to my own artwork here of what I did for today's page. Trying something different, I guess. Just something to entertain myself with all these videos I'm having to make each day for the challenge. But for this particular page, my focus is actually on the outside of just getting the stuff that I need to get done for the page itself, and the actual planning and everything that I has sort of thumbnailed and storyboarded. My focus for the entire thing is this bottom right panel. Get to that in a little while. But as far as the beginning was concerned, I wanted to knock out as much color as I could before selecting everything that was white and getting that out in one shot, so that I didn't have to keep going back and forth like I normally do. As you can see, I got Jeannie Nizu, I got Dan, which I had to go back with Dan and sort of right here. I don't know why I was leaving open holes and on my line art, so I couldn't get it with the selection tool. That was really bothering me. So I had to go back and sort of clean lines up and fix things. And like I said in the video yesterday, it's always Dan. But anyways, as you can see, got everything selected. Got all the eyes and mouths and all that good stuff selected. Filled it in with white. I remembered to actually touch in the fire design or whatever on Dan's sleeve. And then I knocked out Barry. Now for Barry in this page, and this may come up in a second, I may open up another page here, I believe, for a reference, a shading reference. But basically this little area right here on his hand, I hope the mouse is showing up, is going to be firing off at the panel in the page. He's going to be shooting at Dan, or at least in the next coming page. So I wanted to get a nice effect manually painted for this page to show that basically Barry was about to light Dan up. So the page that just popped on the screen and left, I just took a quick glance at that for a reference. Then I went ahead and finished painting Barry. Use this page just to pick up the colors for the backgrounds. So there we go, just got that knocked in. Then I went from here, went ahead and got the highlights in on Raekwon and the shadows. Went ahead and got them done on the hair as well. Down here, obviously, as I've said about 1,000,000 times already, I'm doing my shading and highlights different from how I used to do it back in the day. So I got his purple flames are separate from the I guess the rest of the top that he's wearing. So I have to shade it that way just because I'm using actual colors and I'm not using black and white with different opacities. And because of that, I have to keep going back in with Raekwon and almost shading the purple differently from how would the rest of his clothes. I've said that about 1,000,000 times, but I don't know if it makes sense when I explain it or if I'm doing a good job. So here you can actually see it. So I got all of his actual upper torso selected. There's got to be a quicker way to do this too, but I'm me. So I got all his upper torso selected and I went ahead and knocked that out. Then I went back, as you can see, unless I'm still doing detail, but I went back and now you can see I selected the flames and went ahead and did the shadows on those. Now I'm going back and placing them in on the rest of his torso. Knock that out. Then I went to Dan. Dan was much simpler because it's pretty much right up the angle. I was about to say the camera. There's no actual camera. I'm the camera. But anyways, I got a close-up on Dan so I didn't have to worry as much there. Wow, everything stopped. Okay. And I got Dan's highlights, went ahead and shaded the background on that panel. I did the backgrounds in order from panel to panel too. I don't know why I chose to do it that way today. It's probably just a random decision on my part. Um, because normally I'll just try to do all the backgrounds in one shot, and I either start off shading that way, or after I finish, I go back and do that. So I don't know. It's just a choice today to sort of do the panels damn near in their entireties in order from one to the next. With the Genie Nizu one that I'm doing now, though, I wanted to get his effects in just so I could see what was going to be getting blocked out in the scene, which I figured was going to be everything. But just to make sure, I went ahead and put that effect in the beginning, which is kind of stupid because if I did have extra effects in, it would have been harder to do with his aura or whatever. I don't think I thought that through well. Anyways, so I went ahead, finished shading on Genie Nizu, and as usual with him, I shade in a very I try to have him have a glowing effect to him, more so than the average person in my comic. So he's very shiny. As you can see, as I start to get highlights in, I think I went too far there, skipping over this back up. So yeah, as you can see, sort of almost looks plastic. He's shiny so much. So it's that page, and then with Dan, this one was pretty simple. Dan's afraid, nothing's new there, and went ahead and blocked in the shading. Nope, I didn't click on anything. Went ahead and did the highlights, knocked that out. Like I said, with the Raekwon panel at the top, I gotta shade the details in two different times. I can't just do it all at once like I used to because I have to use actual colors now. Trying to get in a better habit of picking up on actual colors. Sort of gave up on the shading of the hands there just because at first I didn't really know if I needed it, and then the more I did it, the worse it looked. So I just said forget this and moved on with the painting. And the rest of Dan done. Now here was the big part. So for this, I wanted the and I don't know if it'll actually stay on this after I finish the page, so I may have to open it up in Photoshop and show you guys. But I wanted the little thing almost like a cannon of some sort. Oh, this is nice. Almost like a cannon of some sort around his hand that's about to start firing at Dan. I wanted that to sort of stand out and shine in the page. So my idea, and I hope I pulled it off well, I think I did, 'cause I'm kind of proud of this page, or this one panel. For the entire page, I just cared about this one panel the most. So I wanted that to stand out, so I went ahead and did all of the shading first, and after doing the shading on the, I guess, the robot here, Barry, that's his name. After doing the shading on Barry, I'm gonna go back and sort of pick apart the I guess shiny areas of the robot itself and let those stand out, and the entire rest of Barry I darkened. Then when I went ahead and added the little effect in on the cannon thing around his hand, excuse me for not knowing what to call these things, it's just I just added something on the fly for Barry to shoot people with. But in any event, the cannon effect, I wanted that to actually shine like it's glowing, like he's about to fire lasers or something out of him. So to make that stand out, that was the reason why I darkened everything. But I then added highlights to give it like a glowing effect from it. So you can even see that after I get everything shaded in. There we go. Just darkened that in with the brush opacity. Now I'm going back and adding the highlights to it, sort of making that pop in the darkness. little trick that I learned from watching Dragon Ball Z before people just fired Kamehamehas and whatnot. It was almost like sometimes, and they didn't do this very often, but sometimes, at least on the cartoon, just interesting that I would take notes from the cartoon and not the actual comic or manga, considering that's what I'm doing. But in any event, they were gonna throw like a Kamehameha or something. The They would be darker, but the highlights would sort of be shining up near the Kamehameha. So the highlights would stand out more just because the character would be darker. They didn't do that very often, but the times that they did, it always struck a chord with me. And I actually remember to try it here because there are numerous times throughout the story where I wanted to do it and just working and trying to get stuff done and simply forgot. But today I remember, and so here you go. As you can see, got the highlights now placed in. Now I'm working on the little cannon piece. So I put all those little circles in, and then on a new layer sort of behind it is when I added the glow from it. Actually, right now at the moment, I'm making sure that my line art doesn't get caught into the lights itself or the detail of the lights. So then from here, I went ahead and started adding the outer glow. And there we are. Then I went back and added another bigger effect onto the page just to get that glow to shine a little bit more. I think I just grabbed the color orange and just did with a humongous brush 2 quick taps with low opacity just to get a larger glow effect. Ooh, I don't know what I just moved there. Sorry about that. If it'll show up how long, there we go. I'm about to say, how long did it take me to do it? So I got the new layer in, and there are the 2 brush clicks, and that was the shine there. So now it looked like Barry is about to fire it down. I don't know why. That panel might be completely irrelevant to other people, but that, I don't know. I just like the way it looks. So, and of course, I end the video right there before I add the text and whatnot to the video, which normally is what I do every time, but today was the one day where I did want to record myself doing the text, and I stopped the video ahead of time. So, ooh, sorry about this. Going ahead, well, I guess now you guys see my thumbnails. Going ahead and finding the finished page here. And there we go. That's the completed page. That is day 47. Matter of fact, let's cheat. Yep, day 47. Let me know what you guys think. Specifically, let me know what you think about this bottom right panel. I don't know why I'm so proud of this panel down here at the bottom. I know most people will probably read the page and just skim right through that, but I don't know, that means a lot to me. I put a lot into that one panel. I say that like I didn't do anything with the rest of the page, but in any event, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and you all have a good one, and I'm out.